Good morning, everyone. Beginning of the week. It's a beautiful Monday here in Melbourne. I'm Emily from All Things Divine. I am coming on today because in my weekly women's circle, we've moved from thinking divine into feeling divine. And so obviously with the feelings, so there's emotions that are involved, which we're going to sort of talk about over the next few weeks within the circle. But I like to just come in here and just, go over some little smaller topics that we are covering or will be covering in circle. So today I really sat and had to think about the last couple of weeks, and for me, a lot of people have been coming up with, my clients and, in circle and that sort of thing, is that expectation or taking things too personally. Yeah. And I think that there's one of my favorite, if you follow me on my socials, not that I'm very good in my socials, but one of the greater books that I love is The 4 Agreements, and I found this many years ago, and just living by those or being aware of these 4 agreements. So the book is Don Miguel Ruiz. I hope I've pronounced that correctly. The 4 agreements are amazing. If you are just aware of those 4 agreements, it can, that in itself can change the way you perceive the world, but the way you act and react in the world. So today's topic, I want to cover avoid taking anything personally. So this is one of his 4 agreements, and it says, nothing others do is because of you. What others say and do is a projection of their own reality, their own dream. And when you are immune to others, you won't be the victim of needless suffering. Does that make sense? Like that in itself, like nothing others do is because of you. And when you have that understanding that every single one of us included, has a different perception, that we view life differently. We see it through all these filters, all these layers of our own experiences, our beliefs, our values, all that sort of stuff. So when you understand that everyone else is living their life through their own filters, you kind of step into a world of compassion, because you can kind of step back and go, oh, they're seeing that because of whatever experience or belief system that they might have. This is not to say that sometimes they may speak the truth, but again, it's about not taking it personally. Someone can deliver something to you in quite a venomous way or poisonous way. So if you take that poison out and take on what they've said, this is a good opportunity for you to take a good look at yourself and go, is there an element of truth in that? If we are on the path of wanting to be better people, it is a lifetime, it's a lifestyle. So it's take that instant, that knee-jerk reaction out and take a step back and go, okay, so she delivered it or they delivered it in a really harsh way. I'm going to take that harshness out and go, is there an element of truth? So when we talk about emotions and all that sort of stuff, it's really, you don't want to react from anger or sadness. And this is not to say don't feel it, but it's having, your own personal buffer to kind of go, I'm going to stop and reflect before I actually respond, if you need to respond. So when we go into circle, one of the first things that we learn is being aware. So awareness is the key to so much personal growth, how we act and react in the world and how we get to know ourselves. Like that's for me, this is the key, is knowing yourself, and that way you can learn from ourselves. We can be our own best teachers. So avoid taking anything personally. How the hell do you do that? We're not taught, are we? We're taught, when we go into ego, our ego hates to be challenged. It hates change. So, automatically our ego is going to go, what the hell? You don't speak to me like that, or don't call me that, or whatever it is. So it's a beautiful way, awareness, be aware first, how to stop taking things personally. Number 1, realize, and this is what Don Miguel is saying, that other people's rudeness is not necessarily about you. When someone is rude, it's likely to be a reflection of their own issues. And now, especially over the last 2 years, there's been a lot of memes just reminding people that everyone is fighting their own battles. So someone can, react in a way that seems really harsh to you, but you don't know how highly strung they are or what's just happened before they've come into your presence. So again, take that step back and come with compassion, that they've got their own filters that they're going through. So take out the poison, have a look to see whether it, be honest with yourself. This is the other thing as well. Is there any honesty in what has been said? But just realize that if they could be exhausted or sick, or, you've got no idea. So everyone's fighting their own battles. Keep that in mind. So realize that other people's rudeness is not necessarily about you. It can be a reflection of what's going on in their own life. 2, the second one, ask yourself what else the comment or the behavior might mean. For example, if someone doesn't smile or say hello, they may be shy, or they may be very anxious, or again, you don't know what situation they've come out of, or they've just may have received a phone call. Yeah, so we don't need to criticize. Even if you smile at someone, if they don't smile back, that's okay. That's not a reflection on you. Don't take that personally, because you have no idea what's going on for that person. 3, take the comments or the criticism in a constructive way. This is what I was saying before. So ask yourself if there is any truth in it, and what can you learn about that? Quite often, I remember having a conversation with my son saying, what are your downfalls? What's some stuff that you need to work on? And he goes, well, I don't want to concentrate on that. I want to concentrate on the good stuff. And I said, yeah, that's really nice. I mean, you don't want to be fixated on the flaws. We've all got flaws. I said, but how can you grow? How can you be a better person if you don't address our flaws? And, he kind of went, oh, well, I guess so. That's, if you want to be a better person, some people are quite content where they are, and that's fine as well. But I know in the work that I do, I love working with people who are committed to just being a better person, to being better than they were yesterday, and are looking to, to lift their own vibrations. And the best way to do that is get to know yourself, get to know your downfalls, get to know what maybe pisses people off, so that you can go, oh yeah, look, I do that. So you can be aware, the awareness, to maybe stop doing that, or to tone it down, or whatever. So again, it's taking the poison out of, anything that sort of comes your way, and look at the lessons in there. What can you learn? Number 4, take a different perspective, because there's always more than one perspective, and depends on what mood we're in. Like if we're in a crappy mood, we're mostly going to see a negative perspective on things, whereas if we're in a happy or high vibration mood, everything's, you know, rainbows and unicorns, yeah? So just remember that everything has more than one side. I have a client that says, you know, coin has two sides. If you're looking at one perception, flip the coin over. What's the opposite to that? So you can ask yourself how an unbiased outsider would see the situation. So if you're totally blocked and go, how can you take that any other way? Go and talk to someone about it that has, you know, that is trusted. It could be a different gender or you know, whatever. And go, this is what's happened. What's another perspective that I'm not seeing? So again, it's you're learning about yourself. You're learning about other people. And just learning to just get outside those four walls or outside of the box and have a look to see if there's a better perception, because 100% there would be. And especially if we're in a cranky mood and we're going to see the negative, oh my God, she's da-da-da-da-da. It's like, no, not necessarily. There's always another side. And I choose inner peace, hence inner peace warrior. So I will always give people the benefit of the doubt and go, okay, this is what she said in this tone, but she could be pissed off. So she might not necessarily mean it like that, or she's just knee-jerk reaction. And, you know, I'm not going to take the poison on board. This is what I'm going to do. And another one of Don Miguel's 4 agreements is to avoid making assumptions, which we can go into another time. And that's exactly right. If you are confused, ask the questions. Oh my God, I'm really sorry that, you know, da-da-da-da-da. Is this what you meant? Yes, no. Have I really pissed you off? Yes, no. What can I do to change it? Yeah, we're learning. We want to be better people than we were yesterday. The 5th way of how to stop taking things personally is realize that you can't please everyone. We're not going to please everyone, so how can we expect everyone to please us? So that we cannot please everyone. So someone's bound to get pissed off by us, even if we have the best of intentions. And like I said, if they're in a crappy mood, they'll probably see the negative side of everything. I remember being in a relationship where there was a crazy, he was just in a really negative space. And in that moment, it was like, even if I said, I love you so much, he would still, he would see it from a negative point of view, which, you know, I could just go, what? How can you look at that in a negative point of view when someone says, I love you so much? But his frame of mind was just not in the same space as mine. So remember that you cannot please everyone. Sometimes you just have to shut up, walk away, and maybe if you feel like it's necessary, come back to it another day when emotions are not so heightened. But yeah, just take that step back. You don't have to react. You can choose what you're going to react to and what you're going to and how you're going to act. That's always within your power. Number 6, know that you are not defined by your mistakes or your criticism. So someone might say, oh my God, you're such a selfish so-and-so. They may have seen that in that moment, but that's not who you are. We are love. We might express moments of selfishness, whatever that is for you, whatever that is for someone else. Everyone's got a different perception on that as well. But it is not you. You are not your mistakes. You are not the criticisms from yourself or other people. We are love, but we have elements of everything, and they're always going to show up at some point or another. Awareness. But don't take that on. Don't take it personally. And the last one I have here is realize that your self-worth depends on you. how you see yourself. It doesn't depend on what others say or how they see you. So when we remember that every single person that we have come across in our lives has a perception of us. Every single person. And it could be different. It could be similar. They could be the same. Who knows? But everyone's got an idea of us. So there's millions of versions of us, and we can't live up to everybody else's expectations, can we? So we have to realize, you have to know yourself, that you display elements of everything. But who are you? Who do you show up as? Who do you want to be? And your self-worth depends on you. So you are amazing. We are love. We are our core being is love. We may not feel like it sometimes, but that's okay. We just have to remember that it is our core. So hopefully some of those have given you a little bit of insight as to, so in your everyday occurrences, in your everyday life, again, it's the awareness. How are you interacting with people? What are you taking personally? Can you remember a time that somebody has said something to you and you've recoiled and gone, oh, how dare she, that bitch? What's another perception? What's another perspective of what is being said in that? How were you in that time that was delivered to you? How could you have reacted differently or acted differently? So learn to know yourself, learn to know how you act and react, learn, take on people's words without the poison. Take the poison out. Just listen to the words. So hopefully it's just a really, really interesting activity to do throughout the week or forever, is to just make sure that you're looking after yourself so that we do have a little buffer. We know that when we're stressed, we're tired, we're hungry, whatever, that buffer, we can react with a knee-jerk reaction. And sometimes, a lot of the time, we can regret it. So it's really important to make sure that our vital energy is on point. So we sleep well, we feed ourselves well, we exercise, we move, we take care of ourselves, so that buffer, when someone says something to us that could be seen as harsh or poison, that we've got that buffer to kind of go, oh, hang on a second, that's not about me, that could be about you. I'm really, you can have compassion, you have empathy for someone then to go, I don't know what's going on with them, but yeah, okay, I'm just going to let you be over there and I'm going to stay strong over here. Take on the lesson. Is there an element of truth? Be honest with yourself. If you're committed to growing and learning and being a better person than you were yesterday, you're committed to this, take on the words, remove the poison. So have fun with that as well. Like, just be mindful of how you act and react, and see if you can be aware that when you are taking something personally, check in with yourself and go, oh, hang on, I don't have to take it personally. There could be an element of truth. I'd love to hear if anyone's had any experience with this, where they've been able to step back and just go, oh, okay. Or at the end of this week, come in, let me know what your awareness has been this week. It's a really beautiful one, just to know the self, have compassion for other people and where they are, and know that your core self is love. So enjoy that. Choose inner peace. You can choose. It's okay. Have an amazing week. Have any questions, please feel free to ask. And I will see you next week. All right. Bye for now.